We are excited to be in Tanzania on a state visit, given the rich history between the two countries. The relations between the two countries date back to the days of our liberation struggle, when Tanzania stood with the South African people against an evil system of governance then, which was declared a crime against humanity. The visit is yet another celebration and acknowledgement of that history of solidarity and friendship. We have agreed with His Excellency that we need to extend and expand relations further between the two countries, especially economic cooperation, so that our peoples can reap the benefits of these historic relations. To date, there are more than 200 South African companies investing in Tanzania across a wide spectrum of sectors. These include agriculture, commercial buildings, telecommunications, and advertising, financial sector, transportation, manufacturing, natural resources, mining, and petroleum, as well as the tourism infrastructure and services. There are further opportunities as well within the infrastructure arena, including roads, as well as agro-processing, minerals, beneficiation, information and communication technologies, tourism, energy, advanced manufacturing, oil and gas, and the financial services sector. We urge our business sector to explore these areas further. In our discussions this morning, His Excellency President Magufuli has urged more South African companies to invest in Tanzania. You have heard him now explaining it very clearly that Tanzania is a destination for investment. There are opportunities that need to be explored. I think this is an important call that I encourage all of you to heed. South Africa is particularly going big on infrastructure development. Our domestic investments include the construction of ports, roads, and railway systems as a path to stimulate economic growth and link us to our neighbors in Southern Africa and eventually the rest of the continent. His Excellency President Magufuli has also invited South African companies to invest in infrastructure development in Tanzania, especially in transportation infrastructure. Your Excellency, while we welcome the growing trends on our bilateral trade, we should also note that a concentration on commodities is not sustainable. The recent drop in commodity prices has shown that governments cannot rely on commodity rents as an engine of growth and development. Africa's heavy reliance on commodities has the potential to be disruptive and destabilize our economies. It also does not create sufficient quality jobs to lift large segments of the population out of poverty. In this regard, we need to look at intensifying production and the trade of intermediate and final consumer products. Your Excellency, we are convinced that our economic relations will benefit immensely from the successful talks we have held today and the inauguration of the South Africa-Tanzania Binational Commission, given the progress that has taken place. Progress has already been posted in many areas, including environmental affairs, defense cooperation, trade, transport, as well as science and technology. 2 memoranda of understanding on transport and biodiversity were signed during this visit, adding to 14 that are already in existence. The implementation of the agreements will take us further in ensuring an improvement in our cooperation. Distinguished guests, our robust economic engagements have begun to yield fruits. However, to make further progress, it is imperative that we work together towards the elimination of market restrictive measures. As governments, the owners, it is upon us to assist our business sector by dealing with the tariff and non-tariff barriers that continue to hinder trade between our 2 countries. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, last week we hosted a successful Africa meeting of the World Economic Forum in Durban, South Africa. The session reminded us that Africa has placed industrialization at the core of its efforts to promote sustainable growth and development, as well as its regional integration initiatives. Critical to this is Africa's effective participation in the global economy and its ability to adapt to the 4th industrial revolution. This would ensure necessary investments in technology and industrial financing that will improve Africa's competitiveness and productive capacity. We must not lose this opportunity as Africans. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, the late President Julius Nyerere once said, and I quote, "If real development is to take place, The people have to be involved, unquote. In whatever we do, in everything we are doing, we must put people of South Africa and Tanzania first. For our efforts to grow our economy, whilst it is beneficial to us as business people, but certainly developing a country is developing the people of those countries. So it is the economy that must benefit the people. They should benefit from this historic relationship through improved cooperation and visible action that will change their lives for the better. We wish the South Africa-Tanzania Business Forum success in all its activities for the benefit of the peoples of the two countries. Owing to the strategic importance we accord to Tanzania, South Africa will undertake a trade mission in June with a view to taking forward the commitments made during this visit towards further commenting economic cooperation in the various areas identified. This follows various trade promotion activities that the Department of Trade and Industry, in collaboration with the local Ministry of Industry, Trade and Commerce, working together with the Tanzanian Investment Center, have undertaken. As some of you may be aware, South Africa regularly participates in the Dar es Salaam International Trade Fair. In 2016, we won the first prize in the category of Best Foreign Exhibitor in 2016. Through this state visit today and the inauguration of the Binational Commission together with this business forum, we are demonstrating our commitment to strengthen our cooperation, especially in the economic sphere. And you must have heard that we are making a lot of efforts in South Africa to grow the economy, the inclusive economy. The economy that must address the plight of our people, the majority in particular. And therefore, the opportunities are there on both sides. In other words, the Tanzanian business are also invited to come and invest in South Africa. Our histories may not be exactly the same. You did not have settlers who came from abroad and settled in big numbers in your country. And therefore, whatever that happens deals with you slightly in a different way. We have a different challenge that we are dealing with, that settlers who came to settle tended to take everything into their hands. And you have, therefore, a situation in South Africa that the majority of the people are not necessarily in control of the economy. And that's why we are calling for radical economic transformation, so that they should participate at the higher level of the economy. We are in the process of looking at changing the structure, the system, the ownership patterns, as well as management of the economy. And therefore, that is going to open up very huge opportunities as well in South Africa. And I think between the two countries, we are likely to do a lot, particularly because we are supported by the view in the continent of Africa that as the continent, we must do intra-trade among ourselves. That's why I was very pleased and happy to hear His Excellency, the President, talking about opening up rail that is going to link the Great Lakes countries. That is how we can grow our economy as much as possible. And therefore, our working together helps us to be there, to participate in developing our own countries, plus our neighbors and the continent. I think South Africa, Tanzania stands a good chance to be the winners of the race. I therefore urge all of you to take advantage of this close relationship between these two countries, the countries that have produced great leaders. We always think about our leader, Julius Nyerere, one of the greatest leaders this continent has ever produced. His teachings, which were very relevant to our situation in the continent, must not disappear. We must carry on the torch to prosperity. Asante sana. Thank you very much.